Breaking right now, a judge has issued a ruling on detainments made by Customs and Border Patrol agents in the city of Chicago. Our Sabrina Franzo was in the courtroom as the judge handed down this decision. She's here now to tell us more about what was decided. Sabrina.
Hi, Marie. Well, this is all stemming from a consent decree that was entered into by both parties, including DHS, ICE, and CBP. This was entered in way before Operation Midway Blitz began. And since the operation began, attorneys started to file violations of that consent decree, which dealt with warrantless arrests made during immigration enforcement. And as a result of that, by this Friday, 13 people will be released from federal custody. And in addition to that, another about an up to 615 people could be released as soon as next Friday. That number, 615 people, is a group of people who were identified by the lawyers on both sides to say that those people might have been the subject or victims of violations of this consent decree, meaning if they are now currently still in the country and in the custody of the federal government, they will be released on bond while their cases can be figured out. And they could possibly be released like those 13 people that we mentioned at the beginning of this report if they are concluded to have been also, their rights violated in this case. So right now, we're hearing 13 people, just to recap, Marie, released as soon as this Friday. And then by next Friday, possibly hundreds more released on bond while their cases are still pending. That means that they still would be reporting for immigration-related appointments. They still technically would be in the custody of the federal government, but they would no longer be held in a government facility and could return to their communities, which would mean huge relief for many families who during these last few months have been without their family members, telling us when we interact with them that they've been the victims of warrantless sometimes arrests where people were arrested on the side of the road or at their place of work and maybe were not specifically identified by federal agents at the time of their arrest by either ICE or CBP. Also important to note, in the coming days, the federal government also has to produce an even larger list of people, all of the folks who have been arrested during Operation Midway Blitz, which is in the thousands of people who have been arrested during these last few weeks. And then they will start sorting through the number of people who were arrested wrongfully or without a proper warrant. And those people could eventually also be released. The judge was very specific to say that he is not interfering with immigration enforcement. And if the government can prove that some of the people within that 615 number are in fact a risk of fleeing or a risk to the public safety of the neighborhoods that they would be otherwise returning to, that those people will not be released. But it is incumbent on the federal government to come up with a list of those people they deem dangerous, and those people will eventually not be released. So when we say that 615 number, that could mean hundreds of people, but we're still waiting to figure out exactly how many people and who might be released from federal custody as this gets underway from now until next Friday. Lots of information coming out of federal court, Marie.
Thank you, Sabrina. Much more from court and what we know beginning in our news today at 4 o'clock.